Hello everyone, it's Jill here with another live video. If you watch these on YouTube and are interested in seeing them when they're live, you can join our Peace of Mind Facebook group. Just let me know, I can give you a link. For those of you in the group, hello. This nice Labor Day Monday here today in Massachusetts. So today I wanted to talk about disidentifying with our thoughts. I was listening to some other video, and I like the way this guy said it, because I talk a lot about how, we're not our thoughts, don't give them meaning. There's so many different ways to talk about it, like, why do we listen to our thoughts, or none of them mean anything. But yet, when me too, when I have thoughts, it's hard not to listen to them or believe that they don't matter or make a difference. Hi, Ellis. Hi, Karen. But I like the way to think about it. If you think about it as disidentifying with them, right? With thoughts. Because when we understand, a lot of people in this group have kind of got the concept that it's our thoughts creating our feelings. So if we talk about anxiety, we see, okay, yes, it's thoughts creating the feelings of anxiety. We get that, but how do we stop the thoughts is always the question. And that's not what we're talking about here. And we're not talking about changing the thoughts either. The idea of disidentifying with them is just means they are not us. They're just thoughts. They're not, like, when we disidentify, to see that it's like this ego structure that has been created within us, because we all sort of get this false sense of self that we have, and it is a false sense of self. Our whole identity is false, really. Like, it's just this made up thing that we have about ourselves. If you sucked out all our thoughts, right? If you could just suck out our identity, and then we would just be like this, like a baby, like a newborn baby, just kind of looking at the world with fresh eyes, right? And we wouldn't have anxious thoughts or anything like that. The thing is, when we can disidentify with them, know that they are not us, they're not who we are, they're fine to be there. Like, it's not trying to stop the thoughts, change the thoughts, get rid of the thoughts, because we can't do that. That's got nothing to do with this, and we can't do it long term. So when we disidentify, though, and start to really see, wait a minute, these thoughts aren't me, they're not my identity, they're just thoughts that come through me. And I've talked before about the filter, like that, our conditioning filter, that the energy flows through that conditioned filters on our head or in our brain, and it that's why we get those, like anxious thoughts or any thoughts that we get. But it's not us. The filter, the conditioned, the big chunk of hat that we wear, this conditioned filtered identity hat, let's call it that, is not us. It's not who we are. And the more we start to see that, and we can, you could test it. Look for ways that it's not us. I mean, why, if it's us, why would we beat ourselves up all the time and, say nasty things to ourselves? Or why would we give ourselves anxiety? We wouldn't. Of course we wouldn't. We don't like it. Which is, is a great example of how it's not us. It can't be us. We would never do anything like that to ourselves because we don't want to suffer. So when we can start to see, wait a minute, something's going on here. Something's going on here. What is all this that's giving me scary thoughts? What's this about? What is all this that's telling me I'm bad and I shouldn't do this? Well, can't be us, because we wouldn't do that. It can't be who we are, because we wouldn't do that to ourselves. We wouldn't do it to other people. Why would we do it to ourselves? So wait a minute. Let's start to get on to this thing. If we catch on that all this noise in our head, which is perfectly welcome to be there because we can't stop it, all that can't be us, then we disidentify with it, then it starts to lose its power over us. Because obviously when we think it's us, we just go along and do what it says. But when we see it's not, even it just a little bit, right? Just to get a glimpse that maybe, wait a minute, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. I wouldn't do stuff like this to myself. So we catch on to it a little bit. And the more we catch on to it, when those thoughts that it's really our ego identity, when it sort of starts to realize, hey, this isn't working anymore. I'm not making you anxious anymore. I'm not making you do stupid things anymore. I'm not making you eat bad stuff for you. When that starts to happen, even a little teeny bit, it loses its hold on us, and it starts to those thoughts become fewer. Those kinds of thoughts. They can become fewer because we're not giving them the attention. We don't believe them anymore. We've disidentified with them. So I think that's all I really have to say on that. I'll just keep repeating myself if I go on. And I hope this makes sense. If you have any insights on it or questions about it or whatever, just type comments below and I will be happy to answer them. Catch you next time. Bye.